Fundza's vision is to develop reading and literacy.
The greatest success of Fundza is that it produces stories that people want to read.
The greatest achievement really is getting the kind of numbers of readers reading.
We've got a group of 300,000 registered readers that we can communicate with and send messages to. On a daily basis we have around 50,000 page views, and on a monthly basis we have around 50,000 unique readers visiting our site, and they each have an average visit duration of around 14.5 minutes, which means that they are not only visiting the site, but they're reading for a long time.
It's making a big difference. People are now seeing themselves differently. They're beginning to identify as readers.
The main purpose for me is to help those kids who aren't able to read to develop their reading skills, to love reading and to love writing as well, because we have a writing workshop, writing site.
It's a sort of cycle that readers become writers.
So far, my greatest success since I've joined Fundza has been working with young writers all across South Africa.
Dorothy was a teacher, and she was very concerned when she was working with young people from the townships who were obviously brighted, but they just didn't seem to have a real passion for reading. She wasn't sure if it was the type of content or whether it was access and what the problem was. And so started working with Roz, a friend of hers, to develop a story that would really engage young people. And then the idea was, well, how do we spread this and how do we make it a viable way of being and reading and enjoying it? So that's where the idea for Fundza grew.
It all starts with the content, and what we're trying to do is to create the kind of content which is really going to inspire and excite young people and make them want to read.
The work that we do is actually helping people, because when you read up on what the learners write, it's inspiring. They are engaging with the stories and how it's changing their perception of the society they're living in.
The second part of that is looking at the access issues. How can we make reading far easier and less costly for young people? You're using mobile technology, but also our book distribution program, providing highly exciting books which young people will want to read and getting them to places that wouldn't otherwise be able to afford to buy them.
We don't just donate and go away. To be part of our program and to get our new books, you need to share really this kind of drive to celebrate reading for pleasure rather than reading for school or for a particular academic purpose.
The next part of that is really also looking at how can we create an excitement around writing and storytelling.
I would read these stories and I noticed that most of them were basic English, and then and they were written by normal people. So I decided to write one and send it through, and that's basically how I started writing.
We know that we are inspiring young people to write, now that they've read about stories about people that are similar to them. So I think it's giving people that confidence that no matter what their circumstances, they do actually have a story to tell.
I think greatest success is just seeing through readers' comments that they're becoming habitual readers with all its benefits of, creativity and creating empathy and just opening new worlds up.